Hello, Board. Dr. Leland. I've got a construction update. So at Central Junior High, they're continuing to put on the metal architectural panels.
Is that going to cover up all the brown area there?
Yeah, so all of that brown area is liquid applied waterproofing. So that'll all get covered. They're still working on making terminations on the roof to get the building totally waterproofed before the panels go on.
Brick, too.
Yeah, a lot of that will get brick or metal panels, either one. This is the courtyard in the middle of the two wings that we're getting ready to open. So they're getting the base down, getting it ready for the turf to go in. This photo, you can tell down on the brown, down low will be brick. It has the ties built in. It'll have some architectural panels above it. And then they're actually doing the termination strips on the roofing right now. This is inside as you walk into the front office. So that'll be where the secretary and the registrar sit. So they're making a lot of progress there with sheetrock and all those finishes. This is one of the science labs in the downstairs. It's starting to get the sheetrock in place and a lot of the utilities roughed in. This is on the second floor, so they'll put all this block in for the hallways and the classrooms up here. So they'll finish that out pretty soon. And then this is also upstairs. They're doing a lot of the insulating on the exterior, getting it ready to heat it for the wintertime, and then doing all the metal stud work. That was everything at Central. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I just have one thing. We're still looking at moving in over spring break?
Yes. So at Central, February 18th is when we have the furniture to be delivered. Alan actually went and met with Dr. Lofton and all the staff yesterday, trying to prep for how that's going to work over the break. So we will. They're going to help us get packed up and everything, and then over the break, we'll move into the new phase one, and then the maintenance crew will go through and it will demo out everything that we want to keep out of the old building before we start demolition.
There's also something interesting that you may want to just watch. I believe it's this month, October 28th.
October 28th.
They're going to set the air conditioner systems on top of a helicopter.
So that's a Saturday. The site's going to be closed down to unauthorized personnel, but they will have a helicopter there. They'll make several lifts of heating and air units onto that roof just over that day. I think Trent's going to be there to get some photos of it. They're going to let people get back off site and watch. So that'll be a big.
Cheaper than bringing a crane in, I guess?
It is.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
That's cool.
Yeah, just kind of.
Have to ask some more.
Okay. George Elementary. This is the front of it is getting finished out. It's not painted yet down on the white. That's just primer. But that's what it looks like right now. And then this is the lobby. When you come into the new entrance, this is the lobby area. We've got that furniture in. I think it was last week. So this is looking at the office. They have windows, secured vestibules, and everything there. This is the assistant principal's office. We couldn't get Swope's picture because he was using his office. Had kids in there. So, and this one was a lot cleaner.
Does that have the special?
It's got safety glass. Yeah, and actually in the on the first picture, there's bollards all around the front entrance and everything. So it meets all the Chapter 8 guidelines from the state. So in the back where the gym and everything's going, Milestone had found a problem with some of the footings that had been put in about a month ago. The rebar wasn't in the right locations, so we had a company come out, structural engineers, to see if we could save them. Part of them we could, Those guys in this photo, they're actually drilling and epoxying in rebar in the place. And last Wednesday afternoon, we found out a part of them couldn't be saved, so they had to be dug out. So they started last Thursday night, they dug them out Thursday, Friday, and then they worked all weekend, and these were Monday morning. They had the new ones poured in, but there's a lot of time that went into that with extra testing. Once we dig all the footings out, we got to retest the dirt, and then the concrete goes in, and more testing on the concrete location for all the rebar. So that was a cost. That was an issue that was from a subcontractor for Milestone, and they are taking care of all the cost. We actually separated out some inspection fees, testing fees. That'll be on them too. But footings are poured. Today, we had Walker Masonry on site to lay 2 courses of block. And then plumbers will start Monday, prepping that slab for all the plumbing. And then that'll take about a week. And then on the 24th, they'll pour the slab. And then it'll take about a week before anybody can get on it. And then Walker Masonry will start laying the block. So that is a lot of extra work that's had to happen there, but we do have a new site supervision team for Milestone that started about a month ago. So we found several issues, and we're just trying to resolve those as we can with the new team that's on site, the owners there. So we're working through them, but anyway, they're there. There's a lot of the other footings they poured on Monday. Do you guys have any questions on George? Okay. So Springdale High School, it's changing rapidly over there. The job trailer will come out either tomorrow or first of the week. But they started putting signage up. We've got the Super S on there. There's a picture of it. It's backlit. And I got that one for Randy to see. So it looks really good. And they actually have more signage up today. They have all the championship dates and everything. A sign that says where the ticket booth's going to be. So it's really looking good. This is the entrance on the east side going into the main lobby. They're starting to dig out and do all the grades, so there'll be a handicap ramp here. There'll also be a retaining wall and some stairs that go off, some seating for the students or visitors for a game. This is inside the lobby, so that Super S, that's part of the original floor that was in the auxiliary gym. So they're getting all those touches added. This is in the main arena. So they've got the scoreboard, sound system is in place. They've got all the chair backs in. They're getting ready to install the wood on the student section. They got all the flooring in place. They'll start that acclimating process and get that ready to install. So here, this is the auxiliary gym. They've got it in place and acclimating, and they'll start finishing that up soon. This is in the hall when you leave the lobby and you're headed back to the west. There'll be trophy cases on this, but all of that stone is from the auxiliary gym. That was around the columns in the front of the aux gym. We demoed that out and kept it. So, and there'll be a lot more of it going into this project. But you guys have any questions on?
That looks really good.
Who's the GC on this one?
Flint Co.
I'm sorry, Flint Cove.
Springdale High's Flint Co.
The 2 junior high.
Yeah. And we've got furniture set to deliver here December 18th. So right before Christmas break, we'll deliver the furniture there, and start completing all those finishes.
This build has gone very smooth.
Yeah.
AC units, right? And that's
Yeah,
not-
we're still waiting on the AC. Yeah, it's just,
Well,
The
like I
delay.
said, Director lives right there by it. He said they work till like 11 o'clock every night. He said the
Yeah.
lights are on and they're working.
they've worked a lot of Saturdays to, just trying to work around because that campus is busy with games, and so that they just work whenever they can, and it's really went good. They do have temporary heat and air units on to get that floor to acclimate, so we don't have any downtime.
What's the estimated?
The end of February.
Depends on who you ask.
No.
We're saying the end of February, but
Our
they're,
architect says January.
they're moving. We're going to put furniture in there December 18th, so then we'll have that break. They're
Trying to meet Mr. Hutchinson's expectation.
they're moving good out there.
I ask Dusty every time I see him when it's gonna be, and he keeps
Yeah.
telling me January, so.
And there's a lot more pictures. They've got all the railing up around the upstairs part of the arena. It's moving. They've got all of the north side of the arena between it and the football field. All that's poured back in concrete. They've made a lot of progress over there. So, Southwest has made a lot of progress too. I was over there today. I took our child nutrition ladies over there, and we walked the kitchen and everything, so they could get a vision of what the kitchen looks like and the cafeteria. So we're getting ready to order all that. So this is on the east side. They're continuing to put in the windows and waterproof. This is on the front. They're actually lifting all the HVAC units up with the crane and getting those prepped to start up here pretty soon. They're putting all the front windows in on the second floor also. This is on the south side, back toward the Shiloh campus. It's a lot of metal panels and brick, but they're moving through that pretty quickly. This is the upstairs looking at the media center. So they've got all of the handrails in and the railing. A lot of the sheetrock's on. They've got a lot of it primed upstairs. They're really making a lot of progress. This is in the, it's right off of the cafeteria. It'll have retractable bleachers by those stairs. They can roll those back and use it for like overflow cafeteria, or they can pull them out and there's a stage in front of this and they can have performances. A band and choir has access to it. That's all I had. And so Southwest, we've had several furniture meetings this week. Southwest, Alan met with Dr. Gladden and some of the staff, and then he's meeting with specials on Monday to finalize all the specialty rooms. And then we'll get that order placed and be ready to move in. So there's still some work to do here. We're still feeding this building off of the existing building's feed, which is all overhead. That's got to go away, so we're having to set an underground transformer. And so as soon as school gets out, we'll take the power down to the old building and then start making that permanent power switch, and all the utilities will switch over at that same time. And
The
that,
reason about all this is each of you were involved in the 10-year master plan 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and now you're seeing what you did.
I was getting ready to say that's a significant change in those schools.
yeah.
It had to take place because we decided to get serious about a 10-year plan.
Yeah.
Now we gotta do the elementary school.
Good.
Yeah.
And you started talking about that 3 years ago. We applied. We find out in May whether we're funded. We're approved, but the way the cycle works, we find out in May if we're funded. So there are a lot of things that are happening, and it's not just your decision-making in regard to the facilities. It's you asked the patrons if we could refinance our debt, which we did and got a lower interest rate, and that was really, really good. Now what we're we're seeing, and we're at 40.5 meals, which is lower than really anybody else around us. Our patrons stepped up to help us with that. So we try to keep that low.
These updated facilities, it just provides a far-reaching impact on the city,
Mm-hmm.
Springdale. It's big.
Yeah. Okay. All right, thank you.